We all know Sonic, the blue blur, the snarky rodent that fights Dr. Robotnik. We've all played at least one Sonic game. Some games are better than others. Looking at you, Sonic 06, Unleashed, and worst of all, that terrible Sonic Boom game. Some games takes more of a serious role, like Sonic and the Secret Rings, The Black Knight, and least of all, Dark Brotherhood. But no one remembers that game. But me, because I got it as a hand-me-down. I played it. I didn't finish it, and I don't remember it. But most Sonic games are fast-paced with a decent story, with the main attraction being the levels and the lovable characters themselves, with the story being there, but not really the main focus. I will say, Sonic Frontiers had a really good story. It picked up with, Sonic, that terrible game that no one liked. That you could hold right and just finish in like a minute. Sonic Forces. Yeah, it picked up what Sonic Forces dropped. Terribly hard. I mean, like, terribly hard. I say all this to share, I have love for Sonic. I love Sonic as a franchise, as a character. I love the games, the gameplay, the movies, the shows. I love this franchise. It's literally on my body. But aside from the media itself, the main problem with Sonic is the fandom. I don't mean how they interact with the media that is Sonic, but how they act outside of the games. Most fans are people who play the main titles such as Generations and Frontiers. These people who play the main titles might not know all the deep and intricate Sonic lore. My fault to cut the video in, but can y'all like and subscribe? This is like my first actual serious video, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's outside of these games. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with just digesting the surface layer of media or digesting the full media as a whole. Both are fine. But these fans are most likely to comment something that's ill-informed about the game or just wrong because they don't know the full story, which again is fine. But the problem comes when diehard fans are quick to bash and hate on those people for not knowing the same that they know, when the diehard fans go above and beyond to ingest this lore and interact with the media. And it's one thing to correct somebody, but it's another to bash and just send hate for zero reason. I understand being irritated or just not wanting this to be out there, or even someone just getting something wrong about your favorite character. But you don't gotta call them a slur. You don't gotta be rude. Just ignore it or correct them without being a dick. It's simple as that. On to my next point. How they talk to and interact with other fandoms. Whenever I'm scrolling through TikTok or watching YouTube, anything about Mario, it can be an edit, it can be gameplay. Without fail, there will be a Sonic fan who has to give in their 2 cents. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can always give your opinion on things. But it gets to a point where comments are filled with nothing but negativity and putting down Mario, trying to uplift Sonic. For example, if it's Mario gameplay, fans will criticize platformer Mario games, saying how they're all the same, they do nothing new, and people have been playing the same game since the first game, which is obviously just not true. If you're comparing the first game to Mario Wonder, and you think those two are the same, you need help. Or even comparing new Super Mario Wii to Wonder, you need help. Or even new Super Mario Wii to Luigi, what was it called? The Luigi game, you need help. These are all fundamentally different games with different aspects, with different stages, with different ways to play these individual games, with different ways to express that. With each new Mario platformer game that comes by, it's more innovative and refreshing than the last. Mario Wonder got criticism for being too childish and too kid-like, but that was good for the game. It was really good for Mario games that came before and after, because it gives a new perspective, it gives more things to do, it gives a different outlook on what a Mario platformer can be. So that's just like saying all Mario games, all platformer Mario games are the same. It's just disingenuous and wrong. You're lying. The uplift Sonic. And another example of this is with the very popular Mario edit that came out recently. It was basically just calling Mario Mr. Video Game himself. He's what you think of when you think of games. He is the face of gaming. No matter what came before or after him, he is a game. Him and the word gaming is a synonym at this point. They are one and the same. But when you go to the comments, it says it's filled with these Sonic fans with saying with the solo steps of Sonic, oh, Sonic on his level, Sonic's not far behind, which I don't think he's far behind, but they aren't on the same level. A lot of these Sonic fans are holding on to a beef that happened probably before them. I know it's before me, but Sega fumbled. Sega fumbled this beef. They released one too many bad games in a row. They couldn't get their name out there enough, which is nothing wrong with that. Sonic recovered. He's back up there. He's back in mainstream. He's back. He has the good graces in his name again. Everybody adores Sonic again. No one really cares about the bad games. No one cares about the past. But when you're holding on to this beef that happened before you and it doesn't matter anymore, you don't have to try to force Sonic somewhere he's not supposed to be, because it just comes out saying as you're wrong and just annoying. You're not uplifting Sonic by trying to put him on a pedestal that he's not on. He's not up there with Mario. He's not up there with a lot of these other iconic game faces. And that's okay. Sonic is in his own lane. Sonic is very much prevalent in today's media. You don't have to do this. It just off-puts people from joining the Sonic fan. It off-puts people from Sonic fans. It off-puts people from Sonic games. Nobody wants to go play and watch a game that these people are a part of that are just very much annoying and very much loud. It's not appetizing to try to be a part of that. And if you do like Sonic and not a part of this group, you don't let it be known that you're a part of this group a lot of the time. You don't act like them, but you don't want to be associated with them either. And I'm not saying that Sonic isn't up there. He's clearly still one of the most well-known video game faces out there. His time has passed. He's not up. There's no competing no more. There's no competition. Mario down to the crown. That's fine. But when your love for Sonic comes off as just being pure annoying and putting other characters down, your love is misplaced. You don't have to do that to uplift Sonic. You can just talk about the good qualities of the game. You can talk about the faults, the places that Sega recovered, they pivoted. When you're doing what some of these Sonic fans are doing, it comes off as the Dragon Ball fandom version of Goku solos, or wouldn't be. You know what I mean? It comes off as the Sonic fandom version of this, which is wrong. A lot of people are off put by Goku in Dragon Ball as a whole just because of people who go and say Sonic solos. Like, let it go. Mario's Mr. Video Game. Sonic is the blue bird. He is the face of video game movies right now. Well, not right now, which is probably bad. I should change that, but hey, whatever. Sonic is very much prevalent. He's top 5. When people think of video games or video game faces, he's top 5. He's up there. He has 3 really good movies in his own characters. He's his own character. You don't have to compare him to Mario. When you compare him to Mario like this, it waters down his own character other than being Mario's rival, Mario's competitor, and that he's not winning. There's no winning this war now. Don't water down Sonic to try to uplift him. That's stupid. This kind of goes to my last point, but my next point would be how they put Sonic on a pedestal. A lot of Sonic fans act like Sonic is the pinnacle of gaming. There is no better games than this. There is no better fandom than this. There is no better character than Sonic, which is games wrong. There are better games than Sonic. Fandom, well, this video wouldn't be made if there was better fandom. But character, anyone's allowed to like what they like, no matter what. So it's not really going to speak on that. But when you go out and put Sonic on this huge pedestal that just makes everything worse than it should be, no one's going to want to believe Sonic's this great of a character. A lot of people are just put off by this. Yeah, you can hype up Sonic, you can hype up Sonic games, you can hype up Sonic shows, but don't treat him like a god. All right, time for my last statement or opinion, I guess. My most hated thing about the Sonic fandom is the drones. And the drones are people who have no opinion of their own or have so much of an opinion they're lying to themselves, which create more drones. And I hate this about any fandom, but I love Sonic, so I'm going to speak about the Sonic fandom. And it's what I see most because I observe the Sonic fandom since I watch and intake the media and with the creators' media. But in recent years, a lot of Sonic fans have rediscovered how good Sonic Unleashed speed sections was. And the opinion changed on the game being absolute dumpster fire to being, oh, these speed sections are cool and the Warhog levels are bad. And then that made a lot of people think, oh, half of the game is good. Which, no, that's not how, well, sometimes, but no. I don't believe Sonic Unleashed was just 50% good and every Warhog level sucked. But that's besides the point. After this happened, the opinion shifted again from more people agreeing and attaching themselves to the opinion that half the game was good. A lot more people started saying Sonic Unleashed is their favorite game. It's the best Sonic game. And then the general opinion of Sonic Unleashed went from, oh, half the game is good to it's an amazing game. There's no faults wrong with the game. The speed sections are better than the Warthog sections, but the whole game is amazing, and it was overhated in the past. And I'm not saying people can't have their favorite games, or this was no one's favorite game before this, but if 2 years before people rediscovered the speed sections, it was one of the worst Sonic games, but after people discovered a lot more people like it, okay, that's fine. Then since a lot more people like it, more people are growing attached to it. Now it's all of a sudden one of the best Sonic games, with now it's everyone's favorite. No, that's very hard to believe, and I just don't believe it. I think people are just wanting to be so much part of the group, or wanting to be in the know, or have this opinion of the game that recently got a lot more hype, that they're just lying. I bet some people haven't even watched or played Unleashed, but they just want to fit in, which is fine, but you don't have to lie. I played Unleashed when I was younger. It was a good game. I liked the Warthog sections. I liked the speed sections. I don't think Unleashed has the best speed sections in Sonic. I don't think the Warthog sections were terrible. They were weird for a Sonic game. Like if you take the Warthog sections and put it in a Crash Bandicoot game, they fit in perfect. But for a Sonic game, that's weird. It was the first. I don't think it was the first, but it was out of the ordinary for Sonic fans. And I think that's what threw so many people off. But they weren't terrible. They were just okay. In the speed sections, I don't know. I've never been a Sonic speedrunner, but I thought they were good. There's nothing wrong with them. But a lot of more people are just following the consensus. They're following what everyone else says. And it's weird because there's generally good things about Sonic Unleashed and other Sonic games. You don't have to just say, oh, everyone liked this, I'm going to like it too. But funnily enough, in opposite fashion, Sonic Frontiers, when it first dropped, it really only got criticized for being a little empty and having clunky or weird controls, which is fine, and I agree with it honestly. But in recent years, since time has passed and the game is come and gone, we're waiting on the next new big Sonic release. A lot of people have started bashing the game recently. They called it overhyped, not better than Forces, or not that much better than Forces. People are calling it carried by the story and carried by Super Sonic 2, which is just a lie. Frontiers has a good story, amazing story even, and amazing fights. It's a good game. The open world aspect of it is good. The enemies, the way you play the game, it's really good and refreshing for a Sonic game. The final boss, and the cutscenes, it all added to it. This is a really good story that branches off into other things. It has the chance to branch off into so many more things, and people are hating on it recently because of a creator. I seen the video of people of the creator calling or asking. No, he didn't even call it bad or call it overhyped. He asked the question: is Sonic Frontiers overhyped? Then gave his opinion and called it carried by Super Sonic 2 in the story. Which, story aside, Sonic Frontiers is really good. If you just release Sonic Frontiers, no story, no none, maybe it's one of the best Sonic games. But you can't say something that's carried by the story when the story is a part of the game. That makes no sense. That's like saying a movie is carried by the animation, which some movies may be, but it's part of it. You have to rate it with that. You can't just take it out. There's a lot more examples I can bring up of people being drones and not having their own opinion, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. So now I'm going to talk about why this happens. And it's because people want to have a niche in the fitting in competition. People want to be fans of something that no one else is fans of. They want to feel special, above, an outcast, and different. They want to be different, which is not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with being different. There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel special. But when you do this, there will be others that want to be different, that want to be an outcast, and they will latch on to your or someone else's niche, in quotation marks, opinion, because they see, oh, not many other people are attached to this opinion, and if it's just two people that's saying the same thing, they're both individually are seen as niche or not in the general opinion. They are both people who are going against the grain or just have different opinions, which is nothing wrong with that. But then more people want to be niche or be in this niche or just feel like an outcast with the others, or like have this unpopular opinion, that the unpopular opinion becomes the popular opinion. This is what I believe, and I don't believe, I seen it happen to Unleashed, and it's now happening to Frontiers. But instead of people liking it and want to be, have the unpopular opinion of liking Unleashed, they want to have the unpopular opinion of not liking the Frontiers, which is nothing wrong with not liking Frontiers. It has its faults, but if everyone goes from loving the game to, oh, after one creator made a video, now it's suddenly worse of a game and has all these terrible things, it just seems like you want to fit in, says be niche, be against the grain, as I don't have no other words to explain that. But it's really just, as people on TikTok say, LARPing. But as someone who's, who goes outside, it's being a poser. A lot of people actually don't believe these things. They don't even digest the media or play the media. You don't have to play the games, but you can't have these opinions on stuff if you haven't even watched someone else play it. You haven't intake the media to have these opinions, which I believe a lot of people are doing. They're just saying things to fit in with a fandom that they like the characters' look of, or just want to fit in, want to have a sense of community. There's nothing wrong with having a sense of community, but don't lie. Just have your own opinion. Be you. And Sonic Unleashed and the Frontiers, though I talked a lot about them in this video, they're not the biggest culprit to this. I talked about Unleashed a decent amount. Unleashed is not the biggest culprit to this. Frontiers, no. Generations, you might be thinking, it was because of the sonic.exe Shadow generations. No, it is 06. There are a large amount of people who are coming back and claiming 06 was an amazing game, overhated, with little to no flaws. It's in droves, and this is not a new thing. Ever since Project 06 dropped, people have been, no, not ever since it dropped, before it dropped, months before it dropped, people have been saying there's nothing wrong with 06. They were LARPing and having these opinions before the game dropped, so they can, feel this is when you liked it, this is when I liked it. But no, 06 is a terrible bug-ridden game, and there's nothing wrong with having bugs in the game. It is a game. It's going to have bugs. The game development is hard, but the amount of bugs, the amount of stages are just terrible. The amount of things that's wrong with the game, no, it's not a good game. And people are saying, oh, the story is amazing. 06 story is amazing. What they went for is amazing, but the boss fights, the stage, the levels, what is it? The companions, the people when you have someone following you. It is so terribly made, man. It doesn't, the upsides of this game doesn't outweigh the downsides of this game, which is okay. It's just a bad game with a good story that has potential. But now, since Project 06 dropped, people are saying if 06 was fixed, it'd be the best Sonic game, which, yeah, maybe. But they're saying, oh, since it has this potential, it is the best Sonic game. If you play Project 06, it's a perfect playthrough of 06 that's good, which I agree, yeah. If you play Project 06, it is 06 but fixed. Does that make 06 any better? No. These are two different games, and Project 06 is not a remake. This is a game that was made by very passionate fans, which the game is amazing. Project 06 is amazing. Everything that's wrong with 06, Project 06 fixes. Most things, not everything to me. But you cannot judge a game off its potential or a fan game that was made to bring out that potential. because there's two different things. The game that dropped in 06 is not Project 06. Project 06 is the full brought out potential of the game that dropped in 06, which is okay, but you cannot judge the original game off of this. And I liked 06. I thought at the time I liked it. When I first played it, I was like 10. I liked it. It was a decent game then. I struggled with a lot of the stuff. Now that I'm older, I realize it wasn't me. It was the game. Maybe 70-30. But hey, that's besides the point. But you can like 06. You can like bad games. If you like 06, that's good. That's fine. You can like these bad games. You can like Unleashed. You can like you can like Sonic 06. You can like all these terrible. You can like Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces is terrible. You can like these terrible games. You don't have to lie to put these games in a better position than what they would be, because they are bad games. You can just like them. I like a lot of bad movies. One of my favorite movies is Thor: The Dark World. I love that movie. Is it a good movie? No, it's a terrible movie even, but I love it. You can like these bad games. But I think people want to have these niche and unpopular opinions so bad that they just start lying to themselves. 06 is not a good game, and that's fine. You can like it. And Project 06 is not 06. That's it. Okay, and one last note. If you played through the original 06 and had no bugs, that doesn't mean it's a good game. I seen someone state that that's not a good game. It's like if 1,000 people played through 06 and let's say you were one of 50 people who had no bugs, that doesn't mean 06 is good. Majority of people still have these terrible playthroughs of this game, and that's fine. That's fine. It was just a bad game. That don't mean it's good. When you played it and not having those bugs doesn't make it a good game. But I love Sonic. I love this character. I love the characters. I didn't even speak about the comics in this video, but I love Sonic. I love Sonic a lot. I like the movies, the comics, the characters, the character personalities, the arcs, the character arcs they go on in the comics, the ideas they have in the comics, the story. The game stories are really good. A lot of the game stories are really good to me. I think the game stories are overhated, but hey, I don't know. This video was just really me complaining about the Sonic fandom, and yeah, I don't like the fandom. I think the fandom's terrible. What I'm talking about is like the tame part of the fandom. Everything I said in this video, if you go look up Sonic on anywhere, you're gonna find a way worse part of the fandom. And I'm not talking about the .exe fan type of the part of the fandom, because that's its own separate video probably. But yeah, this is the tip of the iceberg of this fandom, man. But I love Sonic. I love the movies. Earlier when I said it's on my body, I'm probably going to show my tattoo of it. But yeah, let me know what topic I should cover next. And anything is fine, honestly. Except Bleach. I don't like the Bleach anime. I hate Bleach. But like and subscribe, man. But second actual serious video. Yeah, like us up.